NotebookLM is the easiest way to understand anything using AI. It's your partner to research and create content about pretty much anything completely using AI. It's completely free to use right now and it is by Google. They're continuously improving it and adding new capabilities to it. So first of all, what you can do is add various sources from PDF files, sites, videos on YouTube, audio files, pretty much any format you have about your data. You can import it to it. You can immediately get insights using study guides, FAQs, timelines, and some briefing docs just through AI. And the most important thing is not only you see the answer, but you also see the citation, you see the source of the information. And you can listen and learn on the move, so it generates podcast-like formats of the information you want to learn. So this is very powerful. This is essentially a free AI agent that is able to do data extraction and retrieval augmented search, meaning creating a database of the things you want to use. And the most important thing is that this is also great for your personal data because your data are not used for training. This is especially powerful for people that want to study new material, that they want to organize their sources, for example, creating a presentation, or even discover new ideas through the material they have added in. So that's very, very powerful. You can use it to learn faster and deeper than ever, make presentations in a click of a button, and also find new ways and new stuff to create with AI. There are currently two versions of it, which has the free version. You can start with it. This is the NotebookLM, allows you to do pretty much everything we discussed, but there is also the Pro version through the Google Pro subscription that allows you to do a lot more video and audio previews, get extra functionalities, and also create teams and share documents with your team. And it also has a lot more privacy and security capabilities. So this is specifically for teams. As you can see, Google has been continuously improving it. Recently they added the capability to change the structure, style, tone of your report. They have added a lot more languages, so this is applicable to loads of people across the world. And they also improved the suggestion engine for new ideas. Plus, they have a stock report and blog spots. This is one of the biggest and most important projects that have come out of Google. And they have added a lot more stuff for video overviews powered by the new image generation model that is Nano Banana. So as you can see here, Google is actively supporting it with nearly daily updates, which is pretty insane. And today I want to test it out together with you. It's completely free to use, as I've told you already. And you can find even more tutorials and more stuff inside my NA10, inside my school community, which is down below in the description. You can join completely for free. Already 37 people are inside the community, and I already have created this Master AI Automation with NA10 course. It's completely ready for you. People have paid tens of dollars for this, but I give it completely for free to you, to this community, because I think the value that it provides is tremendous. Also, I'm going to populate it very soon with more coding agents, more image generators, video generators, and a lot of other stuff. So make sure to join the community. It's completely free and it's down below in the description. So what we're going to do today is we're going to add some sources. I'm going to use the link for the websites. So it's going to be LangGraph. I'm going also to give the guides from the resources of LangGraph, and I'm going to give the documentation of LangGraph inside Python. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to give all of these. We're giving this as a context, and hopefully it's able to get everything exactly as it did. And also, as you can see on the Discover tab, we can ask the model to fetch information that we want to learn about. I want to learn about LangGraph agents in Python. So a lot of people ask me, okay, why did you choose this topic? Because guys, in the next few weeks, I'm going to be showing you how you can create your own AI agents using code in Python. This will give you the opportunity to create the most amazing things possible, create amazing agents that are literally so much more powerful than any AI agent that you could make with available tools right now. So this is LangGraph, and we can do a lot of things with it. So the first thing that we could do is, for example, generate a report. So we could generate a report, which could be a study guide, a blog post, or a briefing doc. So I'm going to get started by creating a briefing doc. Let's generate the briefing doc. We can see here the report is getting generated. We can generate quizzes, flashcards, mind maps, audio and video previews. And you can see all of these happen simultaneously at the same time. This is insane. This is super powerful. And we're going to be able to see the responses and use them over again and again. So the material we're looking at today is going to be used on further videos and further courses that are going to be created on the channel. So we got the first response, which already, as we can see, is the graph, the mind, I don't remember how it's called, but it's a graph that shows you all of the topics that will be covered, and you can see all of these informations opening up. Conditionally, you click on a node and you open up more information. So I think this is very, very powerful. So you can open up like a tree of information that is teaching you so many things about each of these. And you can study these specifically in your own later on. So you can see how powerful it is. It breaks everything down very, very easily. All of the terms and everything you need to know easily and beautifully created in a diagram, which you can have over here. So that's on its own super, super powerful. So let's go back to Studio. We created the mind map. We also have these kind of flashcards that allows us to test our capabilities. So it asks you questions and you can also click to see the answer. If you don't understand an answer, you can click this explain so that the AI model explains to you the answer. So this is an important study guide and you get a lot of questions, like 74 cards created for you to use, which I think is very, very powerful and really, really amazing. I think this is something super useful, especially for people that create courses, because through this way, they can use these flashcards to actually see if people understand the questions. And, you can literally train yourselves and other people using these flashcards. So I think this is very, very powerful. We also got this kind of quizzes. So we have multi-answer quizzes. So you can select the right or wrong answer. Let's go to next. Okay, I'm always right. This is pretty insane. Okay, so I was finally wrong. And you can see here the wrong answer and the right answer. So I think this is also obviously amazing from them. Also, there is an analysis report that is conducted through all of the informations that have been taken. Again, this is a very powerful overview feature. It shows tables. It's literally like a deep research report with the information that you have added in, as well as the information that the model has discovered through web search. Here we also got the briefing guide, which is a lot more short and up to the point. And right now we're waiting for the audio overview and the video overview. But already you can see how easy it is to create end-to-end courses and material for the people you want to teach something to, or even yourself. End-to-end, you can literally find all of these things. And I think this is very powerful, especially for theoretic topics or topics that don't have code in them. And I think already this is super powerful. And you are going to be so excited when I show you the audio overview as well as the video overview, because these two modalities are also super important. People may walk and hear to the audio or may be more visual types of people like most of us are. And one of the things that is super important is that you can query the model. It has condensed all of this information and you can ask it questions. So that's very important. So how can I get started with LangGraph? Let's see what the model says. I'm going to ask it, how can I get started with it? Let's see what it, puts out as a response. That would be very interesting to see. So it gives us a set of courses that will teach us the fundamental knowledges, and it gives us information of how to get started by installing the language. It tells us how to build everything. I think one of the greatest improvements in the future would be actually allowing us to write code, but you can also see the exact sources of the information, which I think is very, very powerful, because you can actually see where the information was taken from, which source was taken from, and open up the original website. But yeah, all in all, you can see, especially for things that are text-based, this is super, super powerful because it gives you the information you need. You can ask specific questions. So I think especially for students, lawyers, and whoever is doing some high-level job, this is pretty incredible already. You can also modify each one of these actions by clicking this pen button, and you can set the number of questions, the level of difficulty. For the flashcards, you can do exactly the same thing. For the video overview, you can change the language. There are a lot of language here, which I think is super amazing. And you can also give it some specific prompt about the things you want the audio overview to have inside of it. Also, in terms of audio overview, you can also change a lot of things. For example, you can make it a heated debate, keep it short or longer. You can make a critique like an expert review. There are literally so many things you can do. I think this is super powerful. And let's go ahead and hear the audio. There is also an interactive mode that I also think is super interesting. I'm just going to play a very small snippet of it just to get a sense of how it is.
All right, let's jump right into today. We're looking at a really fundamental shift happening in AI right now. It's this move from, basic chatbots that just react towards what people are calling agentic AI. We're talking about autonomous systems, things that can plan, they can reason, use tools, act on their own to achieve, pretty complex goals.
And that's a huge leap. It really forces a rethink of how we build these applications. You can't build something.
Okay, so this is like the audio overview, and of course the video overview takes a lot more time, and you can download all of this material or share it with other people through the share button, which I think is very, very powerful as well. A lot of people would ask me how can they use the mind map or all of these sort of things. Well, right now you are not capable to actually get them. Maybe you can download them as an image, which would be a very huge image. I wouldn't suggest it. But you could potentially go with a quiz and have it through a video format that selects the correct action and the correct option, and the users can validate just by pausing the video which one is correct and which one is not correct. But I firmly believe that in the future, all of these will be created as a form of website. So people would actually share NotebookLM websites with other people that have all of this information inside. So that would be also super powerful. We're seeing a huge expansion of what is possible with this model. And in all honesty, this is pretty amazing. Also, through the settings here on this icon, you can configure the conversational style, and you can also change the response length. You might want shorter answers, so you get exactly what you want as fast as possible. And you can also set, for example, a learning guide or something custom, like a custom prompt, if you're interested in something more specific, like, for example, respond at a PhD level performance, or do a role play, or whatever other thing you want out of it. So at this point, we've got the video ready, and I wanted you to see this end to end.
For the last few years, we've all gotten pretty used to AI that can chat, write, and make cool images. But we are right on the edge of a massive shift, a move from AI that just responds to AI that actually acts. Okay, let's get into it. Seriously, think about it. What if an AI didn't just answer your question about a project, but then it went ahead and scheduled the meetings, assigned the tasks, and even sent out the follow-up emails for you? That's the huge leap we're talking about, building AI agents that can actually take action in the world. So how do we even get there? Well, it takes a whole new way of thinking about AI. We've got to move beyond these simple reactive tools and start building systems that are genuinely proactive and autonomous. And this new paradigm, it has a name: agentic AI. See, agentic AI isn't about just spitting back an answer to a prompt. It's about having a goal and pursuing it on its own. It's kind of like the difference between a calculator that just waits for you to punch in numbers and a personal accountant that actively manages your money to hit your savings goals. And this is all built on 4 key pillars. An agent has to be able to plan out a series of actions, reason about its choices, use different tools, like APIs or databases, and crucially, it has to have a memory of what it's already done. If you're missing any of these, you don't really have an agent. You just have a very sophisticated chatbot. To really get why this agentic stuff is such a big deal, first we have to look at why the older way of doing things just doesn't work for this. We need to talk about something called chains and why they just aren't up to the task.
Okay, so think of a traditional AI workflow, a chain, as a totally straight one-way street. An input goes in one end, it gets processed step by step in a very fixed order, and an output comes out the other. It's predictable, it's linear, and look, for really simple jobs, it works just fine.
But what about the real world? I mean, real tasks are never that simple, right? They're messy. They're full of if this, then that scenarios, decisions, and moments where you gotta go back and try something again. A straight road isn't much help when you get to a crossroads. And this is exactly where chains just fall apart. They're fundamentally stateless, which is a fancy way of saying they have no memory of what happened in the last step, so they can't make choices. If an email is urgent, a chain can't decide to send it to a manager. If a step fails, it can't decide to try again. It just hits a wall. That's why we need a totally new tool,
And that new tool is a library called LangGraph. It lets us build these incredible new agentic systems by thinking about them not as these rigid, straight-line chains, but as dynamic, well, as AI flowcharts.
The big idea here is something called a state graph. So forget that one-way street we were talking about. This is more like a full-on map with multiple paths, with decision points, even with loops that let it circle back. It gives our AI the power to navigate really complex tasks, just like a person following a flowchart.
Now, the absolute foundation of this whole system is state. This is the graph's memory. You can think of it as a shared whiteboard where information, like, say, an email's content or the result of a search, is stored and updated. This way, every single step in the process knows what's going on. Okay, on top of that state, we add nodes. Just think of these as the action boxes in our flowchart. A node could be parse the email, or check the database, or send an alert. Each one is a specific job or tool that the AI can actually use.
Then you have to connect those action boxes, right? We do that with edges. These are basically the arrows in our flowchart. They direct the whole flow of information and control from one action to the next, say from parse email over to check for keywords.
But here, this is the real game changer. Conditional edges. This is where the AI actually gets its brain. A conditional edge can look at the state, at that shared memory, and make a real decision. So if an email has the word urgent, this edge can route the whole workflow to the send alert node. This is how we go from a dumb chain to a truly intelligent agent.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but let's make it a little more concrete. Let's walk through a real-world example, building an AI assistant that can process and route all of our incoming emails automatically.
So, an email comes in. The first node grabs it and parses it. The next node checks it for keywords like urgent or maybe a mention of a high fine. Now our conditional edge kicks in. It checks the result and makes a call. If it's urgent, it follows the path to a node that sends an alert to a human. If not, it follows a completely different path to a node that just creates a standard support ticket. It can even loop back if it needs more information. See how powerful that is?
Now, with all this automation, I know what you might be thinking. What about control? What if I want to check the AI's work before it does something really important? This quote, it gets right to the heart of that concern.
And LangGraph has an amazing answer for this. It lets you build in human-in-the-loop checkpoints. You can literally program the graph to pause at a specific node, say right before it sends that urgent alert, and just wait for a person to review and approve it. This gives you the best of both worlds, autonomy and control.
So we've seen how this works for one email assistant, but the implications here are so much bigger. This isn't just a clever trick for one application. This is a fundamentally new way of building AI systems. And it's so important to understand that this graph-based flowchart-style approach is a universal pattern. You could use this to build a data analysis agent, a research assistant, a personal finance bot, pretty much any complex multi-step process that needs to make decisions, use tools, and remember things. In fact, this structure is so powerful, you can use it to build all the major agent designs out there. For simple tasks, you might build a react loop where the AI reasons and then acts over and over. For more complex goals, you could build a plan and execute agent that first makes a detailed plan and then follows it step by step. And for really high-stakes stuff, you could implement a reflection agent, which can actually check its own work and correct itself. The graph underneath provides the building blocks for all of them.
And this is why tools like LangGraph are becoming so critical. They're not just another AI library. They're providing the fundamental building blocks, the nodes, the edges, the state, that we need to build this next generation of reliable, controllable, and truly useful AI agents.
Which brings us to a final thought. We're really moving from an era where we had to tell an AI every single little step to a new era where we can give it a complex goal, a set of tools, and it can figure out its own path. So the real question isn't just what AI can do anymore. It's with this new power to plan and to act, what really hard problems are we finally going to be able to solve?